Hello, hello, good evening. Thank you for the pad. Yeesh! I love unmuting the game because I never know at what point in the song we are currently going to be at. It is always a surprise to me as much as it is to you guys, I hope. Boom! Hello, I hope everyone is awake. Goodness gracious. But yeah, welcome back. Welcome in to Ace Attorney with hopefully less of a sudden ending to this stream and actually more getting stuff done in case 3. In just a second, because I hate I hate when I get little notification pop-ups and like I know it's in a server that I don't have the time to read it in right now. It's just there like, hi, you're going to have a 1 permanently the entire time while you're streaming, and it's going to get on your nerves. Hi. I hate that. Let me just get it out of the way real quick and then find one of my 500 tabs, because I once again have a lot of tabs open. Why do I have so many tabs open? I don't know, but I have a lot of them open. Anyway, we were somewhere around. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm back to where we were last time before I had to very suddenly end stream. You're still very much in part 1. I'm gonna stop beating myself up. I'm also going to close my window. I'm going to stop beating myself up over the fact that I had to very suddenly end stream on Thursday, but on the other hand, let's make it because, as I keep repeatedly saying, I want to get further in this game somewhat in time for Investigation to come out, but Investigation comes out literally next week? No? The week after. Okay, I have 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks. So every day I don't get further in this game is a day we're further away from just playing Investigations right when it drops. Ah. Oh yeah. Also they pushed back the New Fantasy Life. And them pushing back the release date for the New Fantasy Life made me realize we even had a release date. I didn't even realize we had a release date set for this year. Like, oh, sometime end of October, and then they pushed it back, so I'm like, oh, well, oops. I know, I try not to, but help button. Anyway, I managed to make it here, so we're trying to talk to Gumshoe. Yeah, oh, we even started talking to Gumshoe. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay, we can do this. We're gonna get you out of there, Maggie. So I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim? Glenn Elk. Glenn. No idea what that's referring to. He was a computer programmer. You see, a programmer. He was just a regular Joe working for a small-time computer firm. Like, he never had any contact with the guy before that day. It's just an anagram. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was Yeah, I don't know. All she did was take him his coffee on the day of the murder, pal. Yeah, Maggie also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often? Not according to the chef. Said it was the first time he'd seen the guy. Programmer and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have had to kill a guy like that? That's what I thought, but a motive was still somehow established in her trial. You're kidding! What was your supposed motive? Sorry, pal, I'm real busy. I haven't even got enough time to sift through these papers. Look into it yourself, okay? What does motive have been? I like that it's been long enough for me to genuinely not remember. Like, I remember kind of the corner stuff. Like, the most basic premise of the storyline and some stuff that happens in this game. Like, some stuff that gets established, but nothing about the actual actual things itself. Like, it was a little different for the first game, but for this third one, I'm just like, who are any of these people? How are they involved again? Which is good. I actually prefer that, so it's all fresh for me as well. This isn't really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working on it by myself. Oh, that's right. The judge already ruled on the case and all the evidence is in already. The only problem is with Maggie's testimony. Yeah, doesn't sound very good for us, huh? Look, pal, I've got a mountain of papers on this case to look over before tomorrow, so I'm just gonna say this. Maggie Bird's no liar. She's... Okay, so she's a bit out there and a bit of base sometimes. She was a good cop. That's not exactly complimentary, no, but I get it. Maggie never killed anybody. So what do you think really happened? And just how contradictory is her testimony? The biggest problem with Maggie's testimony is the number of people at the table. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Maggie still insists there was another guy sitting with the victim. Right, but get this. Everyone else in the place says the guy was alone, even the chef. And then there's that CD. CD? Oh yeah, she did mention something about the CD. The sample CD, yeah. But all guys turned that place upside down, there was no CD. What? Not on a table, not anywhere in the whole restaurant, pal. But didn't Maggie say the victim was wearing an earpiece too? Yeah, but that was for the portable radio in the front pocket of his hoodie. A radio? He didn't have a CD player? You got it. If only you never explained the contradiction at all. Come to think of it, the owner of Tribulations didn't mention a CD either. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide. Okay. What's that? A sports paper? Yeah, I found it in a magazine rag at Tribulations. It's dated the same day as the murder. You may be onto something here. Hey, look at this! See this writing here? MC Bomber. Hey! What is it? I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber. He actually seems to be thinking for once. Don't be rude, Phoenix. I can't remember. And he goes back to being the gumshoe we all know and love. Hey, pal, I'm gonna borrow this paper for a bit, okay? I wanna get a handwriting analysis down in this scribble. Handwriting, huh? Be good to know more about that in any case. Thanks, pal. I bet this'll turn to be an interesting clue. Sure. You know this. The chef of Tribulations, huh? You know what the chef said to me? Oh la la, your body is full of things. Ah, and then he gave me this bottle. What's in it? I don't know. The label says juniper. I'm under orders to put a few drops of it in my bath every day. Under orders? Yeah, you know, there's something about that lady. I mean, guy. Huh? You can't stop thinking about it? Not like that, pal. Give me a break. He's not my type. He's not your type. That's fair. I mean, I can't stop thinking that he's involved with this case somehow. Looks like he knows a little something more about our charming chef. Talk to me about the charming chef. Sure. What exactly is it that caught your attention about the chef at Tribulations? It's, kind of hard to say. It's probably not even connected with the case anyway. Come on, detective. Didn't you say you'd give me the dirt on anything? Oh, this sort of stuff is kind of unimportant, gossipy stuff, you know, pal. Look, how about this? You go to Tribulations and investigate the place yourself. And if you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report back to me, okay? Suppose I get a choice in this, huh? Guess I better find out more about the chef and Tribulations, then report back to Gumshoe. Sure. We can do that. That's not where I wanted to go. It gets me closer to where I want to be, so it's fine. Sunflower sure is strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Hey! Oh, hello.
Thank you, Binary.
What was that just now? A customer? She's sort of a dark aura about her.
Oh, welcome, bienvenue.
Oh, what a cute voice. Oh, it's just Maya. It's just unique. Maya? Well, how do I look? Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium.
Maybe. It's kind of boring being a waitress.
I mean, you're my first ever customer. Who was that woman I just saw?
Oh, since you're here, you might as well have something to eat.
I am kind of hungry, actually. So, you actually started working here? So how do you like your new job, Maya?
I never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. Take people's orders, bring them their food, make coffee, work the cash register. Of course, we need a customer before I can do any of that.
Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come.
Don't forget about the ultra cute waitress. Check out my gimme a tip smile.
Aww. I would give you 500 tips.
Hey Nick, why don't you order something? Just preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment, or so he says.
How much is it?
It's a twin tea set, so it's $20 of course.
The twin tea set? I believe I'll be taking a pass on that. It's kind of expensive.
What? But you can't. Come on, Nick. It's not every day I get to be a waitress. Won't you try carrying plates and working the cash register?
How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy.
Yeah, right. Maybe later.
About the lunch?
Oh, a funny choice, sir.
No, I am.
Kitchen, a lunch special, please. With all the extras, drink, side salad, dessert, and gift.
I don't need any of that.
Just a moment, please, sir.
Maya out here. Maya's really getting into this. So how much is the set lunch then? $20, huh? With the drink, side salad, dessert, it's $45. Ooh. Oh, wait a sec, Maya?
Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are, our deluxe fortified lunch set.
Whoa.
Additions pie lobster and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette. Property?
Thanks.
Come on, Nick. Hurry up and try it already.
Lobster, huh? Alright, down the how she goes. Ooh, I don't like seafood. Huh? Are you hungry, Maya?
I'm starving.
Here, it's yours.
Really?
Oh, is it not good? Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you better polish off that plate.
I just remembered I've got to clean the toilets.
Hey! You can't be in much of a hurry to clean the toilets. Trivia lunch special costs $20 despite how unbelievably bad it tastes.
Ah.
Very nice restaurant, except the food fucking sucks.
Okay.
Looks like I managed to make good food taste so bad.
Hey Nick, you want to take a peek at the kitchen?
Kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. Now what was it that Maggie said again?
In the kitchen, you get to see all of the chef's greatest secrets. In the kitchen? That sounds tasty.
What? The secrets?
Light up, Maya. What is it? I'm pretty busy right now.
When you going to show me around?
So I plan to find some cool clue and show it off in your face.
Better conduct a search in the kitchen myself. Okay.
Kitchen.
Oh, kitchen. Oh, that's interesting. Some very cutesy stuff everywhere. Also, all magatama on the table. But it's very dirty back there.
And here it is, the famous Tremia kitchen. It's the first time in here too, actually.
There's a weird atmosphere in here, that's for sure.
Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we better search quickly. Chop chop!
Sure. Let me grab our magatama.
I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey Nick, this container has oyster sauce. What's that?
It's not used in Chinese food.
Look! Right there on the counter. My magatama! What's it doing there?
What indeed? Alone from high, we covered in the kitchen of trivia. Good. And what's with all of these? So yes, looks like a treasure chest or something.
Wow, look at all these little bottles.
Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many to overflowing onto the floor.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 98, 99, 100. They're all the same too. Wait a minute.
What is it?
There's one bottle that's different from all the others.
Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either.
And it doesn't smell.
So what's that liquid inside then, I wonder? Hey
Nick, we should borrow this. I mean, look how many bottles he's got. He won't miss one, will he?
Haha, found in the kitchen. Shape is different from the other bottles. Contents unknown. Surely not poison. Surely not. Do anything else in here?
There's this one large mirror. I bet this is where he makes himself look pretty.
It's a book on the dresser. Clarice Armstrong's bedtime literature.
Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it?
Funnily enough, I don't usually go check out like books just because they've gotten a specific prize, and I can't even tell you what exactly this one is or if I said it correctly, but I read a book this year that has won one of these prizes and I liked it. I think it was very fun, and one of the top reviews on the book was like, I think I gave it like 2.5 stars and was like,
this is the stuff that gets a Pulitzer Prize nowadays.
I'm like, wow, okay, you didn't enjoy the book at all, apparently. Like, the review was a little longer than just that one sentence, but that one stuck out to me, and everything else was just like, as someone who also has trouble like setting things down, even if they're not as enjoyable as I expected them to be, at some point, do yourself a favor and just stop reading if you really don't like a book. Like, maybe it's just not for you. Just put it down and say, okay, this one wasn't for me. Done. Deal. Same with games, same with anything. But this person apparently read the entire book and still didn't like it. And at that point, I'm like, why would you read 500 pages of something you clearly didn't enjoy? You could have spent that time reading 500 pages of something you did enjoy. And you don't need 500 pages to find out you don't like something. I think you find out pretty early on whether you are willing to sit through 500 hours. 500 hours? What? 500 pages. Anyway. Won't miss the only different bottle? Nah. Looks like a collection of poems he's written.
Poems? Cool. Read one out. Say in your best French accent with intensity, okay?
Okay, here's one. It's called word I cannot pronounce.
The two of them, like actors from a film, the coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothings over too soon on such sad Sunday mornings, the foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea and I know what I will do. I must lie to you, I must.
You will play 5 hours of which 2 complaining about every detail? 500 hours of an online game as well? Ooh. I have actually given my Overwatch account to a friend of mine. Like, permanently, because I don't plan on touching that game ever again. I think she's had it for like 2 years at this point. Which is funny because I had the Pink Mercy skin. It's still on that account, but you couldn't get it, and now they re-released it or something, so now people can get it again. It's very funny. She just yesterday hit 1,000 hours on specifically just playing Mercy. It's very interesting to see and hear about it sometimes. It's like, okay, at least someone's using it. Just want to give it a full read before seeing if they really don't like it. I don't think you need to read an entire, like, if they dislike it as much as their review was written, like, it's like you can finish something and just think, okay, well, it wasn't like the best newest thing, but it was enjoyable. Sitting through an entire thing, if you clearly didn't like any part of it, well, it's just like, don't do that to yourself. Yeah, just getting 1,000 hours, and she does play a bunch of them. But apparently, I think yesterday actually saw her talk about it. I think she just hit 1,000 hours on Just Mercy. So I'm just like, hey, you know what? At least someone's getting some use out of that thing. What we talking about? We talked about Overwatch 2 for a second there. And reading books you clearly don't like to the end just to say, I hated everything about this, instead of like putting it down, spending time doing something you like more. That's it. Yep, that's a poem for you. Because they talked about the Pulitzer Prize. That this book really didn't win a Pulitzer Prize. And I read a book this year that had won a Pulitzer Prize. And one of the top reviews was about how they didn't like it. And wow, this kind of stuff wins a Pulitzer Prize nowadays. I'm just like... Okay. Okay. Warframe, as I've enjoyed it for a long time. I mean, I'm not saying you are not allowed to complain about things. It's just when I see people like be really, really mad about something and yet keep spending time on it when they clearly don't like it. Like everything they say about it is negative. I'm just like, why do that to yourself? You know? Like I've chosen to try and stop engaging with things that make me mad or that I don't enjoy. Like I very liberally mute and block accounts as well when it's like, oh, this person really enjoys this anime, whatever, and I have nothing against the account itself or this person, but I keep seeing, like, for example, I have muted a bunch of terms for Genshin. I've also muted a bunch of fan artists who do a lot of Genshin artwork because you like one piece of artwork one time and suddenly the algorithm is like, oh, you want to see 15 posts in a row just about Genshin again? And like, no, I actually don't want to see any Genshin again. Everyone's free to enjoy it, but I don't want to see it, so I just block that. Curate your own online experience, children. It's gonna be nicer that way. That kind of thing. Just in time. What is it, Detective? I'm sure. Black went back to me about the newspaper you gave me. Oh yeah. Guess we need a sports paper with a memo scribbled on it. So, what did you say? Did the analysis turn up anything? They said the doodle was written by the victim, Glenn Elk. No doubt about it. Expected as much. The victim took the paper with him to the restaurant on the day of the murder. It's our best interpretation of the facts at the moment. The victim doodle is in victim's handwriting. Well, that's something, I guess. MC Bomber. I get the feeling I've heard the name somewhere before. Well, I guess it'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back to me whatever you find in the restaurant, okay, pal? Pal. Start taking orders from Gumshoe, although I get the feeling there's something I need to show him. Yeah, that's what we're here for. A simple lesson, too many don't learn it. Yeah. I mean... I do have a book, actually. I started at the beginning of the year, which I started for the simple reason of it had an interesting sounding synopsis, and I started listening to the audiobook, and it was nice, but it was relatively slow. So I put it down. I was like, you know what? Not right now, but I plan on picking it back up as soon as I'm like done with what I'm currently listening to, and have like some downtime and see if it's available again from the library. And I'm gonna try again because it still sounded interesting to me, but at the moment where I initially tried it, it just wasn't for me. Like I needed something a little faster because I started a completely different book right after, and I think I finished that one in like 4 days, even though it was also like 10 hours. The audiobook, and that one just mashed with me more. So it's still there on the whole. I'm gonna try one more time, see if I don't like it a little more, and if I still don't like it, but the next time I try it, it's getting put down. I could be spending that time doing something or listening to something else. Sometimes a book is just not for you. You're one of those aroma balls too, huh? I mean, only this one doesn't smell. Huh? I don't get you. This was mixed in with all the other aromatherapy bottles, but it's not the same. It doesn't even look the same. Wouldn't you agree? A lone bottle that doesn't smell, huh? It smells like a skunk to me, pal. Mind letting me borrow that bottle for a while? I want to send it to the lab for analysis. Victim was poisoned, so the contents of this bottle are pretty important. Yeah! Kinda hunched there was something funny about that chef. You suspect John Armstrong? I got a guy's number and know what his secret is. Why, he's gay? It must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking about before. I guess I better fill you in on the details about this Armstrong guy's secret, I mean. Sure. So it's Mr. Armstrong's secret. You ever had a hunch at trivia, pal? Lunch. Yes. So, how was it? To put it nicely, it was inedible. Hey, don't worry about being nice around me, pal. You and I both know the reason the place is empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean, he's got a girl like Maggie as a waitress. I guess it's probably the food. The real scoop on the guy is he's up to his ears in debt. Really? How much does he owe? Here's a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red. $500,000? Are we talking dollars? Yeah. Hey, if it were sterling, he'd really be in trouble. Sorry, that figure just took me by surprise. Yeah, this case is full of surprises. I'd be willing to bet that Chef got something to do with most of them. Hello, Bears!
Hi, Bunny! Hello! I'm new. I like the color pink visual novels and JRPGs, and we're currently playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. No, the other way around. Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. Oh, whatever. Anyway, we're on case 3. Hi!
Hell running through. Whoa, where are we going?
Where are we going? Hello!
How was stream? What were you chatting about?
So many cows running. Ooh!
That is such a cute...
Is that Gangnam Style? Is that...
like, I'm looking at it. Oh my god. Oh, that's great. Oh, you're watching Kitchen Nightmares. Ooh, okay. Well, oh, we also have some kitchen nightmares in this case, because this chef here can't for the life, like, his food is not good. So that's also a kitchen nightmare. Well, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming by. A Pikachu for the Raiders, of course.
Pikachu. Pika. Pikachu.
Oh. Have you eaten yet? If not, please get some food, get some drink.
While we try to clear our client from the alleged murder she has not actually committed. That was not a proper sentence. Anyway, that's my hunch. Okay, John's out is $500,000. The owner of the loan is Tender Lender. Tender Lender. Okay.
Cow running through, welcome in.
Not, I want to move, not examine. Why does this happen every time? Hi, Maya. Oh, what the hell happened here? The old guy's not here anymore. Brad, I still have some unanswered questions for him. What happened to the scooter here? Scooter, huh? Who'd leave it right in the middle of a park like this? The V-guard and the light are busted. This must have been in an accident. It's totally right. Oh ho ho ho! Aha! Hi. What do you think she's doing with my bike? No, I was just been messing with my new ride. Is that what you've been doing? New ride? Isn't that kind of an old man? He's gonna pay for this. It wasn't me. I was just passing by. Hey, then who's the one that covered my selling crap, huh? He's gonna pay. You catch my drift? No, actually, because I can barely understand what you're saying. Wait a sec. I'm not a pigeon, so I couldn't have done it. A wise guy, eh? That be you so hardly feel like you were smooshing the express train. Uh-oh. You better watch your back. This ain't over yet. I'm gonna run up a group of liars and then you're gonna pay. Actually, I'm a lawyer myself. What do you say? I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Phoenix Wright. You saying you, Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I am. COISK too, huh? Cause I'm Phoenix Wright. One and only. No? I think I know who I am. This game doesn't feature amnesia as a plot device, for once. What? Out of my way, I gotta cruise. What the fuck? He's gone. Surely the guy was my phony, was he? He wasn't anything like me. Guess I better make a note of the scooter. Written by my phony, the wheel guard all smashed up. Pathetic. Oh, it's you. I figured that's from a little brat like that. And you look like a pigeon that's got seeds in its eyes. Have you been here the whole time then? I was in a strawberry. Had some thinking to do. More like you had some cowering to do. Are you a regular at the restaurant, sir? It's just that if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons. You want food? Ha! Take that! There we go. Now that we have our Magataba back. I knew it. This old guy's got something to hide, but what could it be?
Time to find out.
Take that!
I like when we have people who are so clearly Japanese still in it, and they're like, yes, this clearly Japanese person is living in the middle of Japanifornia. Because there's only so much you can do with just changing the text to be like, oh, actually, this game doesn't take place in Japan at all. Sammy told me the truth. Why are you a regular at the restaurant that you dislike so much? Isn't it obvious? People only have one reason to go to restaurants. To eat. To eat? Is that the whole truth? What do you mean? I don't think you go to a restaurant for the food at all. You insolent brat, how dare you accuse me? What proof have you got? I can tell that not you nor anyone else in the world would go to the place for its food, because that food fucking sucks. The proof is in the pudding, or in this case, a lunch menu. That's a twin tea set. The food at Trivia is terrible and expensive. You're wrong. It's cheap. Huh? I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I'm stinking rich. I haven't done a job of work since I was born other than feeding the pigeons. What a load of crock. It's another story about the price. It's nothing to me. So you're saying that you go there because you've got money to burn? Exactly. I have so much cash I go for a swim in my money vault every day. Unfortunately, that's a lie. What? You don't have money to burn, you're flat broke. I even got the job listings from you. This is yours, right? My magazine. Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job? I was... sure what? I was looking for a job and buying a lot at the moment. I need spending money. Oh. I don't go to a restaurant for food. I just go for the DOVA-SYNDROME. The what now? Thank you for the follow. Come in. Yeah, I think you mean a cappuccino. Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost there? $8. $8? For a cappuccino? Are you crazy? There's better be some golden beans. What's your problem? Think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwater, do you? No, I wasn't thinking that. I was wondering if the coffee there is really that great. No, it's not. But anyway, yes, that place has free newspapers to read every day. Newspapers? Exactly. They don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there. I'm sorry, sir. Are there no free papers to read at Tribia? That's capital prices. It sure it is. Ah, my goodness. A very aggressive flying something. Keeps flying directly into my face here. Take a look at this. Hi, Sammy. Thank you for the biddies. What is it? It's a newspaper found behind the magazine rack at Tremia. So, what of it? This was the only paper there, and it's dated more than 1 month ago. What? Do you see what I'm getting at here? The restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just one that a customer happened to leave behind. Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth?
I'm not hiding anything.
I am going to fucking smack this thing. Fly into my face one more time and you will die. Whatever you are. If this is going to be another fly situation like on Thursday, I'm gonna scream. I'm going to have to put this guy out of his misery. Listen, the real reason why you go so much to Tribulations is because you like looking at the waitress. Easy as that.
What do you ask me about that girl for?
She was a waitress at Tribulations. Therefore, the answer to the mystery of why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant is the waitress.
I recognize that face.
And you're probably telling the truth here, because you weren't looking at the girl's face, but her outfit. That's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress's uniform. The uniform is all you can think about, isn't it? I can take it. To you, that waitress was your... Enough! Please! No more! Stop saying that word! Stop saying waitress! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Sir?
Yes, it's true. I was there for the young girl. Finds I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Eating one of those lousy cups of cappuccino every time for $8. All because the servant girl punished me, locked me up.
Really, that's not what I'm here for.
You'll be the same. In 20 years and you understand what it's like. You know how painful it is to be an old man like me.
No, really. Listen, sir?
Stop calling me that. I have a name, you know, boy, so show some respect. I'm Victor Kudo.
Sorry, Mr. Kudo.
You young ones think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more.
This guy was in a restaurant at the time of the incident, which means I have to hear his testimony one way or another. I can't believe this. I even broke his psych locks and everything. I just have to try to get him when he's in a bad mood. What an annoying person.
What's that old man? Is he still feeding the pigeons?
Yeah, he fed me as well. I got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes.
Oh, ouch.
Hey Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while?
Huh? Me? Why?
There's something I really want to ask that old man.
Sure, okay. I'll just get changed. Nope. Keep that on.
Hang on. Can you go like that?
I guess.
Sir.
You again. Well, I see. Nick, his eyes are burning into me.
It's okay. I think it's going pretty well.
Huh? You're still just a little child. Run along and play on the side, alright?
Play on the slide.
Ah, we were so close. Just a little more and he would have spilled.
How could we crack this guy?
Excuse me, please, sir. Quiet. Can you see him feeding the pigeon?
Oh no! Oh, I know exactly what we're gonna see in a second.
Yeah!
Mia!
Well,
if you don't mind, sir, I really love to talk with you.
Yes.
Of course, certainly. I'm Victor Kudo. Even from beyond the grave.
Wow.
It works! It works! About the incident?
You mean the man who died after drinking the cappuccino?
It's like he's a different person.
It was quite a shock, even for me. He was a strange-looking boy. The girl took the cappuccino over to him, you see.
And was the customer alone?
Definitely. He was the only person at the table. Then he took one sip of his cappuccino and he said something like, "Whoa," and then collapsed. Dead.
Oh, terrifying. You're so good at listening, aren't you? You are Oh my god. I'll tell you anything, whatever you want to know. He certainly seems to be telling the truth now. Looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see this other man either. Do you like the food at Trivia? Oh, of course. I'm really quite a sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once, you know. Set up a casino in London. Really? How interesting. Eating the food at the restaurant really takes me back to my days in France. Huh? What a lovely story. London's in England, not France. Yes, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much. I can't take it. I went... France. Can't believe Mia's laughing at the guy. If it works, it works. You visit Trivia a lot, don't you? Of course. I mean, yes. I should come and see you there. Really? Oh, you flatter me. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure. Careful the chef, my dear. Chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong? That's right. The man's an ex-con. He's an ex-con? Nani? Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do? Oh no, those eyes, I can't take it. He's reading at this guy eating out of her hand. He steals things from his customers. From his customers? Oh. Gloves, handkerchiefs, little things mainly. He's a pilferer, so be careful around him, my dear. Are you sure about this? Of course, he was arrested for it once. I was there when it happened, having my cappuccino. He really is a regular. Let me write you a little haiku about it. A haiku? A Japanese poem. It'll explain all you need to know about that chef. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender. Yeah, sure, a haiku. If he takes anything again, you let me know. If it's not too expensive, I'll buy you a replacement. Poor guy, he couldn't do enough for me. Okay, Phoenix. That's about as much as I can do to help. Thanks, Mia. I get some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe Maya called me for something like this. Not even repeated thieving, no, just one. Dun, 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 dun. It's about time to wrap up today's investigation. Had enough of being a waitress. Yeah, plus no one came to the restaurant. Oh la la, Mademoiselle Maya, no! How can you leave me like this? I'm sorry. That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a psych log of 3, didn't he? I'm going to have to break those. Mr. Armstrong, I hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you. Well, yeah, of course. I don't speak French. I still don't. What number is... Is that in my quote? Okay. What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling. I have to know the truth. What happened that day? Hello, I will confess everything, just don't hurt me. Huh? That was a new world record. It was a lottery ticket. A lottery ticket? The man who died, he had a lottery ticket. For $500,000. $500,000? Oui, but after the incident, his ticket... It disappeared. The ticket disappeared. This was the motive the prosecution gave for Maggie. They said that she poisoned the man to get the $500,000 lottery ticket. Jesus Christ. $500,000 lottery ticket. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Hello? You've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me, and I want to know the reason why. No, monsieur, you doubt me, but I confessed to you everything I know. Mr. Armstrong, the $500,000 lottery ticket, I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. You yourself. Mr. Armstrong, I believe there's a very high probability that it was you. Because that would clear you and your debt. Easy. That is one piercing scream even for a man like him.
Moi? What? You have no evidence. I'm not Master Mouse. I'm not the kind of person who steals the property of others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that you've stolen from others in the past.
Take that!
What is this? A poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me so well. I adore poems.
Please read it. Put some feeling into it.
Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender.
Yes! I cannot stick to just making it French, I'm sorry. Sorry to have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you've been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you?
Mon Dieu! Le méchant, you're a liar!
The liar.
Liar.
You deny it.
Do not make a false accusation, s'il vous plaît. Do you have any proof? I want to see like incontestable proof that...
Bruh.
that I have ever stolen from one of my customers. Yeah, you literally stole this fucking thing from me.
Take that!
It seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong.
What is that?
This is my magatama. And I found it in your kitchen.
No!
Yes.
Oui.
Screen just about works on Windows.
Oui. I have a weakness for little trinkets and la figurines. My Andy just slips out. I cannot stop it.
Hi. Good evening.
You stole handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right?
Oh, oui, it is not true. I am just a timid little girl inside, monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides this time, it was not a small trinket. Oui, it was $500,000. No, why would I steal it? I have no need for such money.
Yes, you clearly do. Really now.
Oh, monsieur, what is it?
Isn't it true that you're in some pretty serious trouble? And that you're in desperate need of a large amount of cash?
Take that!
This restaurant is deep in the red, isn't it? You have a loan to the tune of $500,000. A lottery ticket would have wiped out your debts. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now? He's gone, scream some more. Oh, by less than 5 hours of sleep, me and Mira reading high level spec use as well. Oh, I love me some good meme Mira beat. Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know he had something like that in the first place?
The man, he was listening to the radio with his earpiece.
Maybe said something about that too. Oh, they announced the winning numbers?
The winning number was announced on the news, I think. All of a sudden, he exploded. Yes, $500,000, he shouted.
And the ticket?
Oui, he had all of his tickets spread out on a table. I was so desperately in need of money, so I put the poison in his coffee.
Put the poison in his coffee?
No. Oh no, you naughty man. I simply helped myself to one of his tickets.
What?
The victim collapsed and Maggie passed out. I thought to myself, he had so many of them.
Yeah, but only one of them was the winning ticket, right?
How could you do that, Mr. Armstrong? Maggie was arrested because of you. No, this is not true.
No?
I did not take it, la ticket for $500,000, I mean. You just told us you did. You said you took a ticket, but it wasn't the winning ticket. No, ma fille, it was not.
That's enough.
Huh? Mr. Gordon!
What the heck are you doing here? This is without a doubt the worst coffee I've ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong.
You came in here for coffee. This is creating a coffee no bounds.
Perhaps Mr. Armstrong stole one of the victim's tickets on the day in question.
I'm not Ed, no, just a pretty little girl who everyone is laughing at. But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under suspicion.
He had the wrong ticket. What? Mr. Armstrong made off with the winning ticket's pretty neighbor.
So, the ticket he took was worthless?
Not quite. He did win something. $1.
You see, I'm just a pretty face. Without my looks, I have nothing.
So, what happened to the winning ticket then? The one he meant to steal. Indeed. What did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself by watching trailers, so... we'll just wait and see how the movie turns out tomorrow, won't we? Sure!
Voila, you two! Time to laugh at la pretty little ahead.
Looks like I won't be needing this now anymore. Like there's no throw into the trash. Aww! So we've got a new mystery now, namely where did the winning ticket go?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Well, anyway. We can't have Maggie suffer any longer for this, and certainly not again.
Be continued.
See. I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody said he had the guy, huh?
Nope.
Did he was there when I took the coffee over, sir? Scout's honor.
Maggie.
Detective Gumshoe. Are you doing alright? How are you feeling?
As if you need to ask either question, sir.
Don't let him get you down, Maggie, and don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger.
And you? Yes? You better square this case away, got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. Damn, son, I'm trying. I think he's serious.
Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right?
Yep.
So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir?
Of course. I've got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. Something I say doesn't match with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay. Form a united front today, pal. You got me? Yeah.
I can tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh?
No. Can only wish. When has it ever gone smoothly for Mr. Phoenix Wright in court? Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. When's is ready, Your Honor? And that's cup number 1. Better. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You talking to me?" I was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So Trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Oh, Trusty... So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please? Mr. Trite, whether you're fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you're Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind the mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. Hi, Zen! Hi again! Long time no see.
Good afternoon to you as well.
As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. Technically, you're already sitting and seated, and you should usually stay seated, so... I will shut up now. Planning on repeating anything that phone me said, that trust me. Now, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness.
I won't stand for this then, sit.
Let's start with the formality, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation Dick Gumshoe. Gumshoe, please, this isn't your first time in court. You can do it. Other way around, Detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case?
Yes, sir.
The victim's name was Glenn Elk. He is a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc.
Blue Screens Inc. A local company.
Ah, thank you. It can be your ankle.
This is the victim's autopsy report. Substance into evidence. Lead of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death between 1:30 and 2:30. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. Poison coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused. Angle 90, 180, 36 specifically, actually. Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. It's a Gene Armstrong, the owner and chef. Why do I keep trying to say Sean? And a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Ruby's a crime scene acts as a victim's seat. Okay. Gang detective, take up this hammer. And nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. You can do it, Gumshoe. I believe in you. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elk, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive. A halo that doesn't go all the way around. Using the dark aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? It wasn't me the last time! Thank you for the follow-up. Come in. I already told you that wasn't me. Will you just let anyone in who is spiky hair and says, I'm Phoenix Wright? Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. The testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Burke. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey. Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. The 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy to take. It's harder. Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed it. Perhaps the view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, right? I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? It's more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is a scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How Oh, Mr. Trico may have overlooked the second person at the table. What do you mean, clear view? You cannot see half of the seat on the what side? Okay. Sure. Whatever you say. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. So traces of the poison were found in a coffee cup and nowhere else? In a language you do not speak? Classic Twitch. Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid? Or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Objection.
Number 2! Huh. You put salt and pepper in your coffee, Troy? Maybe you should try sometime. The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. Seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder? Push harder! Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of this coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Hey, you're right! That's what I was thinking. In case you were wondering, the last objection was for the detective there. Huh, for me. Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This. Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup? Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in his cup. 3. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. Jesus Christ, my guy. For the record, the only prints on the cup are the victims and the defendants. Coffee contained potassium cyanide covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. On further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Potassium cyanide. Some kind of a motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, detective? Check out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to check you out. So stick to the facts, detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. Doesn't cyanide smell like almonds? Did boys' coffee smell like almonds? I don't actually know. Does it? I thought it was a popular poison because it doesn't smell like much. At all. Oh no, cyanide sometimes described as having a bitter almond smell, but does not always give an odor, and not everyone can detect this odor. Oh, fascinating. I've never actually heard of that before. But I'm neither a coffee drinker nor very well versed in poison substances. It disappeared from the scene of the crime, and it wasn't just any lottery ticket. Sure is, yeah. I mean, I searched for what does cyanide smell like. Should I also search for, hi, I'm not a murderer. This was just mentioned in a game that I really like, so wasn't just any lottery ticket, it was a winning ticket for $500,000. So Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Research.
You say you're writing a murder mystery story. Yeah. Yeah. After every sus research search, you just have to Google, hi, by the way, I'm writing a story. Wait a minute. The mere fact that a lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Damn. Maggie! The construction of a rocket ram. Ooh. It's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket of evidence as evidence to the court immediately. I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. Winning ticket for $500,000 found during a body search of Maggie. This ticket was presented to the court in a previous trial too. But if it's heavy enough, somehow $500,000, you say. It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. I would love to win the lottery, but to win the lottery, you actually have to play the lottery. Which I don't do. Because I have enough things that I tend to spend money on. I'm not gonna gamble even more of it. It's enough. Facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who's weak to the siren call of money. You should not be saying that as the presiding judge over this court.
Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie's starting to pile up fast.
Yeah, it's because the court has ruled guilty once already. 4! You think winning a lottery would be a hassle? True. True. I mean, I don't even mean like winning a horrendous amount of money, but like a little bit, like some kind of money where it's like, okay, it's not in those amounts where you never have to work again, though that would also be nice in and of itself if it didn't come with all of the other stuff, but like just an amount of money where you can really buy something fun for yourself with nothing to feel bad about. Kind of like when you win, I don't know anyone who's ever won any of them, but these luxury trips you can win sometimes where it's like, oh yeah, just sign up for a news site and then, oh, you're luckiest 100,000 visitor, here's a trip to the Bahamas. I don't know. Chilling on the blankets with this turn, yay! Win a lottery and mismanage it and end up worse off than before they won. Yeah. Somewhere in my extended family, like around 15 corners or something, what it feels like, we do actually have someone who has won the lottery so many years ago. And both of them have ever since then not had to work. They own a good house, all of that kind of stuff, and I'm like, that sounds nice. That sounds very nice. But obviously I don't know everything about how you have to manage that or whatever. You pretty should be a more hardworking person. Yeah, because you wouldn't have to rely on the fact to like stay alive in the first place. But yeah. So it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. Sure. But one final decisive piece of evidence. Let's get more evidence against Maggie. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Ah, it's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like... Can't be blood, can it? Seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And someone spilled coffee on herself. Coffee? It's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else, I presume you mean. Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? Picked up a travel magazine for photography reading as well. The rich really... They do. They do. They're very out of touch with reality. And it's crazy. You know that one thing where it's like, it's a bundle of bananas. How much would it cost? $5? Like, that kind of thing? And it's... This, but applied to, like, luxuries. Things I could never imagine owning in my life. Even if I've worked my entire life without pause every single day and never spent any other money on myself. They have money I cannot have in several lifetimes, and for them it's just like, oopsie. And that is crazy to me. The figures you would buy with the lottery. I would get that one giant Persona 5 figurine thing that they made of Joker. If I had that kind of money. Search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. Of poison in Maggie's pocket. Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? It's crazy. The court will accept these items into evidence. One by Maggie time of the incident has a small pocket but big stains. I have seen, yes, I've seen so many cute Mikus. Very cute Mikus. Something's still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told, just look at it. Well, detective. Would the stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? You must have gotten someone on the apron while taking someone to breakfast that day. You should have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. If you want to sound like that again, I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. Ugh. But everyone knew what it was already. Miku's German name. Maike. I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They've all been clearly established. Well tried. Seems to really a phony after all. You know how to drive him nuts. Famous virtual singer. No, it should still be something with an M. At least. Please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. Oh no! Crime was reported at 2:25 PM by a kind of scary old man, sir. Well, Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and a bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, that's right. Don't count any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. Mike, last name with H. Wait a sec. Huh? Let's say something dumb again. Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what he said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down, he's got the whole saying shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with a lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glenegg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. You got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Give me more about the prescription bag. So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It's completely empty? Victim got this from the doctor before going to Tribulations. The bag is empty. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate, are you, Troy? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, Detective?
Hold it!
So the $500,000 lottery ticket and a bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah. Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for, but wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh yeah, the one the restaurant owner took. You want a whole dollar with it? What a lucky guy, eh? And they're just going to let him get away with it? It was just $1, Detective. Guess no one cares when it's that little except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. We can't find any contradictions in the something. That's true. Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. I only hope it's that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Don't be so mean to him! Okay.
Objection!
Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony. Huh, finally! Getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to? You... Too cool, pal! Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been a lethal poison itself. Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic. What? What kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Number 5. Hardly an illness, Yana. More like a bit of wound, you could say. A wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his... Ooh, that... Oh, that is not nice. I want to know if it was the prescription he was given. It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. He found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Why did he have the earpiece in his left ear if he just had ruptured his eardrum? Very, very fine print. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Seems that his medication is irrelevant to the case after all. Damn it. Nick,
If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over.
She's right. I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Push it.
Keep pushing.
Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. Seems to say I'll correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trivia. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. So, it doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waiter served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot. I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. And that is something that bothers me.
Yeah, good job, Nick.
It's enough! To get us a little closer, court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. You already— what? Why is this man already at—
Huh?
I've only counted 5 cups so far, and this man is already at 11?
Phew, that was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
It's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit.
Looks like we all nearly died in there.
I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that?
Huh?
He said he'd help me. And he totally set me up.
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right?
It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again.
Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seats.
I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird scenes. Especially, though. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. Prosecution calls the lucky old timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. On duty what make me, mind you, I can be quite emotional at times too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Nah, listen, young'un. How much call do you think there's for kimono embroidery here?
Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do. I did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Oh, a real craftsman. What a dying breed.
Maybe you could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at the burger joint pretending to smile.
A burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now, no witness. Were you in a restaurant at the time of the incident?
Oh, yes. I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javicino.
Seeds?
What do you think these are, hmm?
I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all.
And please tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail.
Really getting into this. Something, we have had witnesses before when they were just like, oh, I actually wanted to stand in court for once, even though they ended up seeing nothing of importance whatsoever.
Young man was reading the sports paper. Serving girl brought him a cappuccino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's a serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
Mr. Kudo, she's not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress.
Yeah, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words, what's wrong with the old-fashioned ones?
Newfangled?
All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you.
Excuse me?
Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
Spectacles.
Alright. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features. It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry.
You can see all the way up to her. You know, she's practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? Anyone could wear such an uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court any further mental anguish from the image. Please continue. There's probably Art of Phoenix out there in that outfit, right?
How calves. How scandalous.
Phoenix looks best when he's a little like backed into the corner, just like, damn it, how do I get out of this? He's very big, pathetic puppy vibes, and I love that for him.
Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together.
So I got a bit carried away.
There are other things I recognize about her, too.
He's pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Yeah, come on. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these are the features that you recognize about the defendant. I would ask you to add them to your testimony.
Sure.
A ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose. Wow! You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all, her face?
As if I wouldn't remember that.
The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. Yeah? You think so? It's not that he remembers the waitress pretty well. Is that really red? That's orange to me, but oh, okay. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection!
He's got you there, Grams. People normally talk about facial features when it is asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. Just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony.
Sure.
Almost testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Yeah? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I would argue if you saw someone walking around with an apron like this, it would definitely stay in your mind.
I have a lot of opinions about apron fastenings, damn it! If you're wearing a uniform to your job, you should make sure everything is fastened properly.
Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this.
Yeah, a filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. actually reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen us before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I forget something as dirty as that, Well, you have with a claw. What? What is it? Ever since I said you have with a claw, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
Oops. Oops.
Bruh. This man is not wearing shoes.
You can't just oops your way out of there.
Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, try and hear the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Burke. Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this whole guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Tell the court exactly what you saw, Grams.
Can you rely on me, Captain? My lungs in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger customer wanted.
Can't remember. Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out.
Damn it, Maya.
Very well, it's just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
He was another one of those pesky young guys wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand and a noisy bird kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless, I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javashino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
Testimony you've just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. Seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are you going to handle this, Nick?
You need to do one thing. Just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Strip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose. It's what I do best. Hell yeah. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory?
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory. I tell you nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to tell us where this is going, Try? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding a paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
What is this, kindergarten?
I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you noticed a mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee. If you consider what that stain is, you clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. How? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Hey, he's not wearing any shoes. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from.
Wait! If you think I'm going to stand there and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about a dirty coffee cup, I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony.
The young man was holding the cup in his left hand. Yes, no question, I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's a that young hot body and you spiky-haired yahoo are the fault.
Me?
Hi, Savannah, good evening!
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Old man? Says the judge, who's also an old man.
Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I haven't. Can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say.
Do we know how old the judge is? The judge doesn't get a profile that is too sad. Very sad.
Hi, Worm.
Love to be described as a dead young hotbot someday. Honestly. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot. But this is my 16th cup of coffee. Okay, clearly I am not counting them the way he's counting them, so... Because I was only at coffee cup 6. I guess it's every time he shows up and he drinks from it, it's a completely new cup? Does he drain them every single time? This is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor.
Okay.
Left hand or right hand? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens on his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup too. And then he used his same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
Okay. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. He drinks one every sentence true. You know what the funniest fucking thing would be? If Godot just drinks decaffeinated coffee the entire time. It's like that's the only way he hasn't died of a caffeine overdose yet, because he drinks decaffeinated coffee.
A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HDTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but it don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts in good old black and white.
No, I don't think you can drink that much coffee, especially in such a short amount of time. Like, even if you drank this many cups over the course of like an entire day, like full 24 hours, I think that's still too much for your body to actually handle, so. His blood type is coffee, Arabica, it'll be fine. There's no blood running through his veins, it's all coffee. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there's something very strange about the observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the AHMD.
No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong, it was his left ear without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Okay. Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon! Pretty pigeon!
Yeah, right? Like, this man is just straight up. This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot. Judge is at least 47. At least. He looks older. He also gets referred to as Old Man by many characters over the course of the entire game. You're telling me? If this guy is 68, our judge has to be in his 60s? As well? No?
Hello, yeah, hi.
Single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. What? Captain! Are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand.
I'll never back down, I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javicino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip of the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left.
That's what the old man saw.
Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee. Like this.
That is a very good question.
I should just keep this fucking wiki open sometime, because every time we play I open it again anyway. Godo's name in Japanese is also Godo. Godo's name is Godo in all. What Mel is telling you right now is a spoiler. Technically. But Godot's name is Godot in all languages. Don't worry about it. Just keep in mind that maybe Godot is not his like full actual government name. That's what I'm referring to, Mel. But Godot is the same in every language. Sadly, Mr. Godot doesn't watch. The point of his testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. Testimony given by this witness is useless. What do you mean? Well, because you can read, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, in Chinese it's Gide. It's written Gide. But I don't know enough Chinese to know how they pronounce that, so it could be the very same pronunciation. I don't know Chinese. Fake name just shows up, says he's a prosecutor. Everyone's like, oh, fine, I guess. I mean, no, he does have the qualifications. That's not the problem. It's just, it's just the problem of, do you really think his full legal name is just Godot, no first, no last name? That's what I mean. But you will find that out. I don't want to spoil more. Testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I'm satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. You have to be so frank.
Take down, you pompous old fool.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from there. I'm already the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Oh, of course not.
Wait!
If you stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo?
Thanks to a blue-shooter young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's across his I's now.
Give me stop with... Like, to give the games a go, you know... Well, okay, so you could play the Great Ace Attorney... Both of them. Like 1 and 2, Great Ace Attorney, you could play them whenever you want. Because technically they came out, chronologically they're the first ones, but they came out relatively late into the entire series, and they've only very recently actually been properly translated over here. And like, those just are 2 games that fill their storyline and then it's done. For the others, I'd say you should always start with the first game in the trilogy. Technically, you can start with Apollo Justice because Apollo Justice features a different protagonist immediately. On the other hand, you're going to be missing the backstory of happenings over the 3 entire games that this one belongs to, if you start with that. So really, you should just start with the very first game, which is just Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So start with the first trilogy, which is now called just Phoenix Wright trilogy, and then there's the Edgeverse spin-off games that are getting a HD re-release in 2 weeks, actually, properly, both of them, because the first one had an English translation, but the second one we never got officially, so we only had a fan translation so far. That and then chronologically after that, it is the Apollo Justice trilogy, which is frankly a stupid name for the collection because Apollo is not even the protagonist for all of the games, so, or not the singular protagonist for all of the games, so that doesn't make much sense, but they had to make it somehow, so the other 3 games are grouped together in a way that they can sell it, so that is the way to go. No worries. Also, the official Ace Attorney Twitter just released a timeline. They posted it yesterday? The day before yesterday? That also tells you, like, okay, chronologically they take place like this, but you could also just play them in the release order that they came out. So, but still, that once again ends up with just starting off with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the very first game. I know. That's what I mean. It's like they call it the Apollo Justice trilogy, but it's not like Apollo just takes over this entire series. Not at all. But what do I know? I don't work at Capcom. What's your bad memory? My fault. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, young shark. Me? You're looking at me like I'm some sort of evil showman. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? Final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Grams. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the cappuccino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet! Much, much quicker. Can't believe this is happening. Haha, you better get ready, youngster. I get the picture, just quit throwing your seeds at me, will you? Gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with a box of seeds. I like Apollo. But I keep forgetting how old he is whenever I see him. Like, when did I first play Apollo Justice? For some reason, I always imagine he's way younger than he actually is. Like, he's not old, but every time I played the game, I'm like, "Aw, he's a very fresh, bumbling lawyer. He's only 18 years old." He's not 18 years old. That is a fully grown adult. Otherwise, he would be another one of those almost prodigies for becoming a full-blown lawyer already. But I like him. I haven't played the last game though, so all I know is they do a bunch with his backstory, plural. So I cannot wait to see that for myself one day. He doesn't have it very easy. That's all I know. You're not feeling so well, so you go sleep. Oh no, I hope you feel better soon, Akira. Get some rest. I played these games for the first time as younger than Maya now. Because that is the truth. That is how it is. Now I am older than Phoenix. Not by a lot, and also he's gonna overtake me at some point again, but right now Phoenix is what? 25 in this game, so technically I'm older than him. First of all, I want to stress that it might be nothing I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy stumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachini. Clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke and a strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Ah, how about that? Turned things upside down,
Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember perfectly. Eh? You doubting me again? You doubting a poor defenseless old man?
No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick?
Yeah. So what, probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
You have bird brain, that's why that's all you can think of.
Very well, Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. There's no way a 24-year-old is a fully fledged lawyer, so there's that. But in this world, we apparently have 14-year-olds who are already acting prosecutors just because they grew up in Germany, so...
Objection!
Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene.
So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Huh?
Lost your tongue, Granddad.
I'm not granddad of yours, hopscotch. Ow, ow.
Enough! If you throw any more seats in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. What is it now?
I just remembered something.
Yes, go on.
Broken vase. It was on my table.
What? Well, you see. It startled me when a young lad collapsed, so I stood up. It must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table.
Yes, it was on my table.
And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Amazing. The entire gallery is quiet.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I, ever been any use at all?
That's just something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo.
Wait a minute, if that's the case, I've got more to say. Yes, I remember something else.
Hey, Liv. Escort a witness out of the courtroom.
Listen to me! No, we are going to stop listening to you now.
He also did instead of words. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Like, you stand in a court of law where every single word you say gets transcribed down. Like, everything. And now it's just out there, on the paper forever. For these court proceedings that you said, oh yeah, oh, there was the vase on my table. That's how my groin came to be soaked. Like, definitely what I want there for all eternity. Well, seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are 2 disparities in the testimony we've heard thus far. The mark on a coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear.
Oh, Nick, you did it!
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into the statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that.
But I was really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Godo's. Yes, Your Honor. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. Okay. I'm sorry. This isn't a piece of testimony. Like a 5-year-old's apology.
What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
Use them to wipe your butt. I don't know. If you run out of toilet paper, I don't know. That is all. This court is adjourned.
continued.
Yes, I was trying to see if it was another haiku because they used the same, like he used the same thing to write it on as the other one. Thank you for the follow-up comment. But I'm sorry, it's not. I am sorry. Doesn't work.
So how do you think the trial went this morning?
How do you think it went?
It got a bit crazy in there. I just wonder if that killed our chances.
Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kuda's testimony did nothing to help us. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is what old Mr. Kudo saw, the apron straps and a ribbon. And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured.
Talk about a terrifying case of contradictionitis.
Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh?
Yeah. Gotta find one for Maggie or she's going to have a terminal case of guilty.
Sure. I know. That's not where I wanted to. I want to get to Tribune.
Empty as usual.
Yeah, and it's lunchtime too.
That's it. Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, it sounds like.
You're just calling late, pal. Come on, I know you can. He's getting really worked up about something.
No, that's the wrong number. Ah, looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? Oh, it's you. I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio?
Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here.
He is, and he's having the twin tea set. What can I say? Does it actually taste good? This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal?
You really drove into a corner, you know. You always blow up my testimony. Why of all days didn't you do it today?
Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it, for once.
Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese.
Well, that's not very nice to say, no?
Swiss cheese?
Or do you prefer crumbly like aged parmesan? Anyways, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. So, did Maggie say anything to you? About me, I mean.
Well, how did she put it again? I believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again.
Oh.
Something like that?
He is, because he is beaten down. Oh, he's gonna start crying now.
Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean...
Why is this happening?
He's banging his head against the wall, Nick.
Oh man, poor Gumshoe. Poor guy. So, did you like the twin tea set? I never paid that much money for lunch before. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking.
So, how did it taste?
Well, for $20, I guess. I don't know how to describe it really. It was delicate. Delicate? You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking.
That's it!
I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste.
I just realized. It's bad. That's it. It tasted bad.
It's kind of hard to admit it to yourself when you pay $20 for it, you know? I know. I'm the type of person to always leave, like, what I assume is going to be the tastiest thing, like, for last. And then, when you eat it, and it doesn't actually taste as good as you expect it to be, I'm also like, oh, man. I very recently went to get sushi from a place that I really liked again. And I was really looking forward to it because I'd always liked how the fish, and it tasted really nice usually. And I get that one, and I was like all of the pieces were fine except for the sashimi slices. I was like, I was really looking forward to them, but they just weren't as good as I expected them to be, and I'm so sad about it still. Maybe I should have found out about the price after you had finished eating.
Nick, maybe that's why Glenn Alp came here. Maybe you heard about the super fierce twin tea set.
If by fierce you mean fearsome.
Speaking of Glenn Alp, that reminds me.
I still hardly know anything about the guy.
Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here?
Sure. Should use of the sushi soon, it's been a while. Yeah, I had the chance to like get it from that place again because I don't live close to it anymore. And I thought, but it wasn't good. It makes me so sad because I always like this stuff, and it like they have an okayish price for real. And it just wasn't as good.
So what were you all excited about earlier?
Huh? That's right. You said you were listening to the radio or something. Well, that was nothing. I wasn't excited.
Come on, Detective Gumshoe, you can tell little old me. What were you listening to?
Nothing really. It was just the daily exercise show. Come on. What the upside lock? Slunge Specials Lobster sure is great.
Then why are there tears in your eyes?
Oh, come on, Gumshoe. You and I both know that you were listening to lottery numbers. Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell me the truth. No, wait, pal. Now you've made a big thing out of it. I'm not gonna tell you. Let's see about that. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clear what kind of radio program it was. I'd say it was related to... Where's the ticket? Where's the ticket? Where's the ticket?
Take that!
I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you tried to win big, just like Glenn Elk did.
It's like you can see right through me.
Well, I've cracked him already.
See, pal, that's why I said it was nothing.
If only everyone was as easy to crack as Gumshoe. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try. What's with everyone in the lottery?
So, how'd it go?
I won 50 cents. Be better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I was so mad. Yeah, I know the feeling. I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elk, see? And they've got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. Even though the drawing's live on the air, it's intense, pal.
That's what Mr. Elk was listening to on the day he was killed.
Yeah. What time is it now? It's just after 1:30. And that a lot of results always broadcast at the same time? Yeah. Look, I got a flyer when I bought the ticket. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30.
Millionaire radio, that sounds cool. How'd you try it, Nick?
The Maya ticket, Maya. With your own money.
Her own money?
This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at the place where he worked.
What happens when he crashes though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden?
Nah, he wasn't literally a computer, Maya. Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim. Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday too.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe, didn't you have any information that's a bit more fun?
Fun? Oh, I know. So, have you paid a visit to Mr. Alkwork yet? You might as well.
It's what place? Where's that?
A computer firm called Blue Screens Inc. or something like that.
Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go.
Computers aren't really my thing, Maya.
I'll be fine. I know all about high-tech stuff.
I wonder about that. It's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look. Computer firm called Blue Screen Inc., huh? I wonder if that's where Vroom got his computer from.
Blue Screens Inc.
Oh, wow. Jesus. That looks very modern.
Oh, this place is so high-tech, you can almost smell the electricity in here.
It is a computer firm, Maya. They can't work without electricity, you know? Who are you?
Oh,
Wrong kind of voice, sorry.
oh, hello. I'm sorry. Access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. They have found too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Oh, what secrets? Everything you see is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood.
Who's this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whack educational show.
My name is Lisa Basil. I'm the company director.
Director? She's human? She seems more like a ghost in a show. Ha ha ha. The thing over her eye, isn't it the same device as Glenn Alex?
That's an DMH, right?
Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's an HMD.
One of my programmers here at Blue Screens Inc. are supplied with HMDs. Then do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this. They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one.
So, what exactly is this firm's business?
I will try to simplify it so that you can understand. We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimal operating systems and source-level components to them. Huh? You left me on the corner of analyze and management.
It doesn't matter, they analyze stuff, you got that much right.
The software we produce is distributed on CDs.
CDs?
Yes, compact disc. Digital optical storage media.
Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music.
It is a small firm, but all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they are doing.
I think I watched the one Ghost in the Shell movie, not the the animated one. Somewhere in a delirium of absolute I couldn't sleep, but I was overly tired, and I remember nothing. The only reason I watched it is because I had access to Amazon Prime, and it was on German Amazon Prime. And that's it. That's my experience with Ghost in the Shell. And I fear I have to give it another chance at some point because when I'm not mentally there.
Excuse me, what are you working on right now?
I'm researching the impact of time-slicing common areas in multi-hierarchical and logical access to shared global variables over this map that influences response time and performance of the code independence. I cannot say.
Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. Did you good people follow all of that?
No.
Yeah.
The blank smile just said otherwise, Maya. You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil?
You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It's terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful?
I don't think so. The police officer was here earlier too.
But I couldn't tell him anything either because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Inc.
Oh. How about Mr. L's desk? Have you cleared it out already?
No, not yet. It's this one right in front of you. If there's anything that might be useful to you, you're welcome to take it.
There might be a clue here somewhere.
Oh!
Oh!
I
don't mind if I do.
Look at this desk, Nick. What a mess.
It's pretty average to me.
But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this.
I think. Real whiz-kids can work under any condition, you know. He's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry, though.
Hey, this calendar?
What about it? If this is another hint about tidying, you can forget it.
Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen.
December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elk was murdered. Is there anything else?
Yeah, it says meet with the tiger.
Tiger? There's a note saying meet with the tiger.
Wow, look at this mess.
Looks like they're all betting tickets.
Betting tickets.
We're betting on which horse will win a given race. They're horse racing tickets.
Oh wow, his drawers are stuffed full of these.
Looks like they're all losing tickets though. Horse racing betting tickets found in Glenelg's desk. There's over 500 of them.
This many tickets will get you what? A buck down at the recycling center? I didn't know you were so hot up that you tried to profit from the dead, Nick.
Just taking them as evidence, Maya. All 500 of them? I think that's a little much, no? About Mr. Elk. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from 1 or 2 bugs in his personality.
Oh, like what?
He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that would be the best way to describe it. That's what got him into trouble. What's the matter? He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. So he was really no trouble at all. A model employee. Hey, wait a minute. Just now you said something about him being in trouble. To find out what this trouble was exactly. About Mr. Elk. Was he in some kind of trouble? I'm sorry. Why would you think that? I thought you said something about it just now. You said he got himself into trouble because he was a bit of a loser. Alright. 3 Psyclogs.
Mr. Elk is like every other man with his own pile of secrets.
Yeah, except he's dead.
Huh. Samsung's talking to someone.
Ah!
I'll be back next month.
Oui, naturellement, I'll be waiting for you. Naturellement. Blech, I hate French.
If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here.
No, I will have everything ready, I promise.
I love fire, you know? I love the way it crackles.
That's not creepy at all. Oh, no, stop it, I beg you.
Don't let me down. I'll be watching you.
Wait, no, this is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle.
Talk to anyone and I'll drive a knife right through your heart.
No, you do not have to worry. You know, you worry far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. It is the oil of sandal.
I do love raw meat from time to time.
Jesus Christ.
I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye for now.
Her ribbon is red. I have low shivers. I must rub some of my oil all over my body before it becomes a nervous wreck. Dear, oh oui oui, that feels good. Oh la la, excusez-moi, monsieur. My eyes! My eyes! Your eyes? If you have trouble with your eyes, you need this. The oil of sandalwood. I don't think your fucking sandalwood oil is gonna help with my eyes. It's just the leftovers of what you were just using. So long as that paper exists, I'm but a delightful angel with the broken wings. An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it. Oui, she kept arresting me month after month. In the end, I had to give in. I agreed to help them. Help them? What? Mommy, sure, if I did not owe them the money, I would have refused. But my hands were tied. Please, what did you agree to help them with? No, I cannot say. If I tell you that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with la salad garnish. Ugh! I hope he doesn't mean that he literally was sliced up and served with garnish.
You gotta pack things. Okay, have a good night.
Thank you for coming by. I'm going to guess a woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right?
Ah. Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman.
You don't exactly have that many have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong?
No, you are right, monsieur, but perhaps that is the perfect time for you to visit me, no? That way I can give you my undivided attention and cook for you la dish supreme.
That is once again going more into the Italian direction than French, but whatever. Putting on a brave face, huh?
That's what girls do, Nick. But you are right, business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem, people do not understand it, so I think it is trade. I just wanted people to think that my restaurant was exclusive. But they think you just serve
fast food on cheap plastic trays.
Nick, that's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry.
Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya?
This restaurant is my life. It is everything to me. I will defend it to La Fina de. No one will take it from me.
Sure! If only I could actually figure out how to do your stupid accent. Can you stop doing that to my poor floor? The woman who was here earlier, I take it that she's
Why is it come to this? What a tragedy. Suddenly I find myself so deep in la dirt. It is a sign of the bad world we live in, no?
No, I'd say it's more of a sign of the bad culinary skills.
The woman who was here is a security woman. She's from the loan office.
Loan office? Is that where you borrowed $500,000 from?
Oui, then the lender it is called. Catchy name. Just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money. Please, you must not borrow from them if you must no more than $10.
$10? That's like your whole monthly stipend, Maya.
Hey, I got a bit more than that, thank you very much.
So Tenderland is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh?
I wonder if that got anything to do with this case.
No. No way. No. Why would you think that?
I'm a weak woman. When I am upset, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Thanks to him loaning me the money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I am like a slave. I have to do everything that he tells me. Who's this he? The tiger.
The tiger? The tiger?
Me? He is the manager of the Tenderland, a terrifying land, a big city monster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. As soon as I hear the noise of that battered old scooter he rides, I start to cry.
A big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter. Does this guy resemble me by any chance?
Oh, no. This man is a presence, a most formidable personality. Although, he does have the spiky hair just like you.
There is a resemblance there, I suppose. Sounds like his own office is worth checking out after all.
If you want to visit the Tenderlander, it's just beyond Vitamin Square. Hey, Nick, if you need money, I can loan you some as long as it's less than $3.
Thanks for the offer. It's beyond Vitamin Square, huh? Oh, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. Got a big meeting starting in a bit.
Maggie's case, you mean?
No, that's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's been pushed aside.
Okay, well, see you later then. Bye.
Bye! Oh, no, never mind. You better get going, detective, or you'll be late. Actually, I kinda got a favor to ask. It's a big one. A favor?
Yeah.
It's for Maggie, actually. I was kinda hoping you'd give this to her for me.
What is it?
It's a lunchbox. I got up early so I could make it. I've been real worried about her. She looked like she lost a lot of weight.
With gumshoe. How many weenies are in here? There's not a person on earth who could down this much meat.
You think? I love weenies. Kicking out of the tender juiciness.
But it's straight up just these little wieners and rice, nothing else.
Please say you will, pal. Can't exactly say no, can I? A tenderly handmade lunchbox fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. You'd like an idiot man to make a useless lunch for me. It's the thought that counts, right?
It's made with love.
Endearingly pathetic.
Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry. No, Maya!
Don't forget, okay? I'm counting you to give that to Maggie.
Okay, I will.
It's finally gone. I would do a lot of things. Okay, just past Vitamin Square. Oh no. I don't see any sign of Mr. Kudo, do you? Maybe he went to buy another ton of birdseeds. Kind of hoping he wouldn't be here anyway, at least not for now. He says any more seeds today and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. Let's see.
Tendalenda. This place gives off a really strange vibe, doesn't it?
Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair. And that is, as they say, a very good thing. Welcome. Talk about a creepy voice, it makes you so want to shrivel up and die. Oh no, it's for you. You're here to discuss alone? No, not exactly.
The manager's away at the moment. Wait quietly, please.
She's gone.
Just like that.
Guess we'll just have to come back another time.
But this is the perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick. Let's take a look around, okay?
Do you think it'd be okay?
Of course. No one will ever know.
Coffee?
I'll leave it here for you to enjoy, quietly.
Yes, thank you.
Do not touch the desk, please.
Nick, let's get out of here. Now she wants to get out of here. There's a CD player on the desk, but the desk is so loud it's a wonder you can hear it.
It's open. I wonder what kind of music the tiger's into.
You finished the coffee? Yes, thanks. It was lovely.
So, you drank it? Oh. If you touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup.
She's like... I don't know what you mean. I trust this woman with my life. There's nothing suspicious about her at all. Coffee was laced with something, I'm almost sure of it. My stomach, it's killing me.
Oh wait, maybe just a burger I had for breakfast.
I sure hope so. We better take a look at the CD while we're still alive and have the chance. What the?
What? It's not the Rock-O-Centric, is it? Claw of the Tiger?
It's a demo CD. The artist's name has been handwritten on a disc and pen. MC Bomber.
What?
This must be the CD Maggie told us about.
Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal.
No, that won't make us drink more coffee if we do. Found a Tenderlander sample disc with the name written in marker.
Hey, look at this Parisian style code. It's so cheap.
It's more like a pimp code to me, because I haven't got an eye for fashion.
No, that's just gaudy.
Yes, I did. I did, in fact, give them similar voices. There's only so many voices I can do with these vocal cords. I'm trying, okay?
Look at this. The suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick.
Same color as my suit.
Keep your voice down, Maya. Nick, you got to take a look at this. Some cake? I'll just leave it here for you.
Yeah, sure, thanks.
Just wait here quietly, otherwise...
Sure.
Do you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said.
Yeah, sure.
I have my eye on you, only so I can take care of you. Understand?
I? Singular? I'm scared, Nick. So, what were you getting so excited about before?
Look on the level of the suit. It's an attorney's badge.
Is a tiger a lawyer?
No, wait, look at this thing. It's made of paper. They're made of cardboard and painted to look authentic. Very authentic.
For some reason your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick.
Why doesn't anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see it? Oh my god.
Let's see, this round owl thing is called a daruma, I think. I figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured in case you're wondering.
You mean you aren't making step up for a change?
I bet you also didn't know that no matter what, he always right himself. Go on, Nick, give him a good shot.
Only if I feel like dying.
This yellow thing, this is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king. Not I'm an expert or anything, I'm more of a reversey person, you know?
Assuming she knows what she's talking about, these aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they?
Hey, there's a piece of paper sticking out from under here.
What is it? A repair bill? Looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one? 58,000 to replace a bumper and a light? That's insane.
I was registered to the Cataverni's.
So it's not even a tiger's car. Why would someone else's repair bill be in the tiger's office? Yeah, this case anyway is just one more detail for the Nah, they just have these badges. You just have to accept that.
No, someone's dropped the gas tray on the floor. It's going to be a nightmare to clean up.
Yeah, it's all over the rock and everything.
Accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once. Cleaning up was such a pain. It was one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal.
She managed to knock one of those over. Aren't they supposed to be super heavy?
Oh hey, there's a book of matches here too.
Matches, huh? I just don't give those up much nowadays. Wait a second.
What is it?
Look what's printed on its cover. It says Tribulations. Matches used for advertising found lying in tender lender. Smudges could come in handy. We might be able to use them.
Yeah. Highlight light for the office boiler keeps going up.
Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss. I'm not gonna do that. R. Come on, from under the desk, Maya.
What are you two snooping around in my office for?
Nothing, we just...
My precious carpet, you just got ash on my rug. You're gonna wish your ugly feet never came to my door.
It wasn't us, it was already like...
You just wanna argue with me? Is that what you doing?
You think you can take me on? You know what, actually, I'll just read it normally. This man is making me angry. I'm gonna flatten you two into pancakes and turn you into my new rug.
Oh. Come, Tiger. You're back. You're back. Oh, her voice is leaving. She's gone.
The voice. It's like evil seeping into your head through your ears. How does it even work?
I'm sorry, then, Tiger. I knocked over that ashtray earlier and...
Is she got a death wish or what?
Oh, right.
Huh? Forget about Violetta, it's not.
What?
I'm gonna get mad at you. You're too cute, you hear?
That's so unfair. Here, have some cookies. I just baked them. Maybe you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan.
Phoenix, right? Yes? He's either crazy or just plain stupid to chase after me. I worked so hard, but now he's gonna come and mess up my plan. So it was him. He's my phony. I don't care. No one gets in my way. What? I mean, excuse me? You should have left the little girl at home, right? I have a few things I want to ask. No questions. This is the last time we meet. Wait, please?
That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted after him.
Like you want to talk. I didn't hear you scream hold it either.
The espresso. And cookies.
This woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was it the tiger called her? Violetta?
Hi!
So, I'm kind of curious about your company, Tenderlander.
The warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business. Conscientious rate of interest and an attractive repayment policy.
But I get the feeling the sentence is not going to end well.
We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here, Tenderlander. Hey Nick, things are a bit tight for writing code at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why don't you take out a loan?
I'll let you take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much.
Tenderlander is on your side.
So, let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then?
We give you more coffee. Strong coffee.
Right. I think I'd rather skip town.
Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well.
So, do you know about the incident we're investigating?
What incident? Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here in that incident. Let me see. I was here that day with the manager.
I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee at all, so. The manager being the tiger.
What are you, tiger?
Furio. Tiger. So that's where the tiger thing comes from. Thank you for the hydrate time, though.
Sinno's got a real name, Nick. Hurry up and find out more about him.
That is what I'm trying to do, Maya. Give me a second. "42. How old is she? We don't know. Thoroughly bitter person, damn. Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean, Mr. Tiger.
Cookie?
Sure?
How do you like my cookies? I baked them myself. Go ahead, Nick. The honor's all yours.
No, ladies first, Maya. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and this scary girl doing working together?
We are lovers.
That's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice.
I ordained Tiger in my life. He's the one who saved me.
The tiger saved you?
Please address him properly as Don Tiger. Tiger? Otherwise I'll have to...
Okay, Don Tiger. Of course, I'm sorry. Saved her life. But it has to be Don Tiger. I'd sure like to know what happened.
Tigre. Don Tigre. Don Tiger. Don... I'm very frail, you see. Just recently I died. Once.
You died?
About 4 months ago. The doctor said to abandon all hope.
I guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the river Styx.
But Don Tigre, he saved me. Gave up everything.
Everything?
When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy. No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe. I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso.
I still wonder about what's in her coffee. So, is that why you've got a bandage around your head?
Yes.
Yes. So what's the story with the bandage? You have no self-preservation instinct? To be fair, I also think her design is adorable. So...
They put it on after the operation.
Operation?
Just a little injury. A little fatal injury.
A fatal injury? Maya just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So that's the injury you were talking about before you were before when you said you had died once? Oh my goodness.
She really creeps me out, Nick.
Same here, but we got to find out the truth.
There he is. Old Sadie's back feeding these pigeons again. There, take this, and this, and get out of my park.
Like I thought he's really mad. Come on, Maya, just keep your head down and sneak away while we still can.
Hi. Hello, old man. What are you doing, Maya?
Hey, he just turned his back on us. I'm not surprised. I bet I really hurt his pride in court this morning.
Hey, Mr. Kudo.
Pigeon.
Look, we really need to talk to you, alright? Out with the demons, in with good fortune. Ow, ow, ow. Shells with the painful.
I always knew you were a demon, Maya. Oh, don't say I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today.
No one be talking about me behind my back now. The dirty old man who was so busy looking at the serving girl's backside that he can't remember her face, filthy, depraved animal.
Well, yeah. I can't help you there. Not at all.
Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw a waitress put it in. She put some white powder into the young lad's Javatino.
We hear you.
And another thing, the young lady was wearing an earpiece on the same side as the lens of his broken spectacles.
We're really sorry.
So I made a little mistake about the vase. So what? I know what I saw. I tell you.
Hey, okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo.
Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky head brat. Take this.
Stop throwing those seeds at me.
You said you were a craftsman, right?
The mono-world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves.
Surely it's not that.
I come from a long line of craftsmen right back to the time of the Shogun. Do you hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer, I was born one.
Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself. Hey. I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose. Scream right down his ear hole. Objection!
Oh, so did you want to become a lawyer when you were young? I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all.
I've got a tsunami. Frustration's inside and is ready to burst out.
If we let him start rambling now, we might never shut him up. What should I do? Let him. Guess I better let him talk. So much call for craftsmen these days, huh? You come from a long line of cheddars.
Of course not, you idiot. All I'm good for nowadays is running errands. Errands? Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Wait some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for a walk, Grandad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handman? Handyman? Well, nice and bread. Now they can understand. What's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Well, people say what I mean. Get lost. That's what they're trying to say. Yes, I'm just inconvenienced, you see. At home, at the restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I?
I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute, what did he just say? At home and at the restaurant? Hold up, by restaurant are you talking about Tribulations? You got asked to run an errand there too?
Yes, I did. The very day that young brat was poisoned.
What? So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do?
Glad you asked, boy, because I tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, a young lad slumped over the table. Serving girl collapsed. And I broke the vase. It all happened so fast, I was in a bit of a daze, you see. Then the owner shouted over to me. Excuse me, you? Call the police. Call them yourself, I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time.
So, did you end up calling the police?
Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze.
Did you call them on your cell phone?
Yeah. Do look at it, I have one of those newfangled thingamajigs. I went out looking for a payphone, of course.
You went looking for one?
I couldn't find one right away, you know, one around for 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes? So 5 minutes after the incident happened?
Yes, sirree, the owner was a trivia on his own.
Why didn't you mention this in court this morning?
I would have if you'd given me the chance. You'll bully me out of the courtroom.
Well, that's because you didn't open with the important stuff.
It's not my fault. You're the ones to blame.
Could have at least told us before we got to court.
Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police?
What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious. Which leaves that man alone in the restaurant. Why are they making such a big point to always go the woman or that man? Like, okay, just... Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose.
What do you mean?
Maybe so someone didn't want him in the restaurant.
Oh, sure, you go ahead and say it wasn't the way as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead.
And to get more details of what exactly happened from Maggie and from Mr. Armstrong.
Oh, Maggie!
Oh, Mr. Wright. Hello, Maggie. So they finished questioning you?
Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. Were you scared? It was pretty tough, touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man.
Well, he was all over the place with his testimony.
He's not the only one. What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident anyway.
Is it possible she's the one misremembering things? No. I don't think so.
Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep, there are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him.
Didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup?
So you really think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know the CD with the writing on it? Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right?
It was MC Bomber. The name was scrawled on a sports paper as well.
You never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir.
Or the victim's medication. It's gone missing too.
My hat, this is getting way too complicated for me.
You said that you passed out when the victim Glenn L collapsed, right?
Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew what was going on, they arrested me.
So, between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on in Trivia?
No, no idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright?
The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture.
Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old City wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police.
Exactly, and you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time.
No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you?
When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all.
It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright?
Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier.
I don't know. The things a man says don't add up for some reason, sir.
Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out.
Maybe you should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about Old CD.
Sure. Let's see. First of all, I have a lunchbox for you. Oh yeah, I've got something you're going to love.
Really? What is it?
A lunchbox just for you. Here.
Oh, a lunchbox. Weenies too. Can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this too. I can't accept it. Detention's under rules. No gifts allowed, sir.
Come on, Maggie. Don't be like that.
Rules are the rules, so lock you up if you break them.
Somehow when an ex-cop turned waiter says that, it seems a whole lot scarier.
Anyway, I hate weenies.
Oh, really?
It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Right.
But... He's right. It's better than letting it go to waste.
But...
Guess so. I'm shoes lunchbox eating with Maya.
Oh, how was it?
I hit the spot. I love weenies.
Good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir.
Oh, come on.
I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. It feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. It's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better.
Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony.
Roger. I'll spill it all and see what you make of it.
Sure, please do. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you?
Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true that there was another customer in the restaurant.
Yeah, we know that already. It was with Kudo.
But I can't really say it was an old man.
Okay, then how about calling him a really old middle-aged man?
No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman.
A woman?
Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So, what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy. She had a kind of cackling laugh.
Creepy?
Cackling?
Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Yeah, gee, I wonder why. Mid-server just went up in smoke. Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already. Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet too. I told you to stop using your computer, Chief. I'm watching videos online and catching up on my Asian soap operas. Then I have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch. No, just when some young guy was about to confess his son's hot-to-throat girlfriend. To his. Whatever.
This is really buzzing.
Something must be going down. Something really big. Huh? What are you doing here, pal?
Detective Akashio.
You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into a briefing if you stay. Huh? You got big problems here today?
Why? What's going on?
It's a virus.
A virus.
A virus? There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system. But I really need to ask you some questions. I'm just gonna talk to you anyway. Ha ha ha. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up.
Yes.
No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear?
Okay.
If you get money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there. We're not thinking about borrowing money, detective. We want information. Oh, that's all. Well, let's see. The land is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. And it seems to run into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed at calling in all their debts.
Really?
Don't go poking your nose around in the business, pal. You really regret it if you upset that lady. Right, I get the picture. Wait a minute. What did you just say?
That lady?
Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick? You better find out what the story is with this lady.
So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Akashio?
I don't know. What? Look, I just go with the flow, right, pal? You thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is?
Well, Nick, do you?
A computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course.
Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on.
That sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright?
Back when the internet wasn't so widespread. I mean, yeah. I mean, I get the feeling they're making fun of me. Fine, I'm not an expert, but I can at least explain the basics to you. Really? Do it? A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? No, the damage is it's all internal. So the inside goes boom, right? Imagine all the case data you've got stored on your PCs here in the station. A virus could wipe out all that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about.
That's scary.
Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious. Infectious? Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to another over the network. But the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. You know, for someone, if he uses right, oh, I'm not good with machines or high-tech stuff, but at least he knows this. Hello? Could you explain? Could you explain the digital camera to me? Well, you know, so it's just like a camera. You take pictures with it, but you don't need to go through the whole process of developing those pictures. I'd say that's the main difference there.
But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that?
Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's.
But that's horrible.
I get it. It's like you sneezing on Mr. Godot so he catches a cold.
Right, then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong.
Ooh, what? Where? When and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage. And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. Name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before too. That's a girl who works over at Tenderlender. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it.
She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she?
That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? Oh. Venezuela Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruno Cadaverini. Bruno Cadaverini. Do you know who that is, Nick? Never heard of him. Oh, she's a mafia girl. Bruno Cadaverini is the boss of the Cadaverini family. Hi, Jen. Good evening. Gumshoe's a good. I like Gumshoe. He's a good guy. Cadaverinis. That's one scary sounding name. You can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. But I get some more info out of Gumshoe Brothers' family.
I am. I hope you're fine too.
I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? Scary bunch of people, that's who. You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about? Just me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or cop, these guys are scary. They've got some serious clout and a criminal underworld. I can't touch them. They've got too much moolah. Moolah? As in? They pretty much control all the cash on the city's black market. Black market, huh? And that includes Tenderlender, I take it? Sure. No one stands up to Bruno Cadaverini. I mean, no one. Interesting.
So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss then?
Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruno loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So, how did she end up at Tenderlender? I don't know, pal. But I heard she and the boss of Tenderlender are pretty tight.
Tight?
That's what it said in a file I read related to Maggie's case. That's like a pretty important clue. Could you keep your throat from hurting after reading out loud for so long after you do persolate on something my throat hurts after? Well, speaking in general terms of how you should be keeping your throat safe is, for one, you should be drinking a lot of water. Also, if possible, honey is also good for your throat, I hear. What you should not be doing is like having soft drinks or coffee or chocolate. You should not be eating chocolate if you want to keep your throat safe, which is something I do sometimes, which is not good. But mostly it's just stay away from soft drinks during the time when you're reading out a lot. Stick to water, maybe get a tea. It's something warm and soothing for your throat. On the other hand, I don't do anything special, which I probably should do considering how much I read out loud, but I don't. So far, I've never had the problem of my throat hurting that much, at least not from these streams. Back when I did, when I started and I played Great Ace Attorney, I played Great Ace Attorney on Fridays and Saturdays for 5 hours at least each time, and doing that 2 days in a row back to back is not something I would recommend to anyone. But like this, I'm fine. You're making some hot chocolate and hot water bottle for maximum cozy. That is very good. But yeah, hot chocolate in that case, despite it being a hot drink, is not technically good for your throat. Or maybe I just actually am more... Maybe I actually am allergic to chocolate. Maybe that's why my throat closes up every time. I should get that checked sometimes. You could also get some hot water and put honey in there. But yeah, just keep your throat moist by drinking a lot. Is my number one. My number one tip here. Detective Gumshoe, about this. What? I'm trying to concentrate on Maggie and this virus right now, so I... No worries. Also, if you actually properly want to look into what people who sing have as advice, because you want to like warm up your voice, basically. So if you look into what singers do to warm up their voice and keep the vocal cords safe, I think that could also go for streaming advice. It will work the same way. This is it, the stupid name I remember now. Thoughts are, here it comes. Just nut to yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick. What's going on? It's okay, Maya. You don't have to cry about it. Name scribbled on a sports paper and written on that CD? What's the name of the virus? MC Bomber. What? Yeah, the virus has just infected every computer in the station, pal. It's an MC Bomber. Can you give us any more details, please? We're in scores that my friend of mine said she's a professional singer. See? I do have to say I have no idea what either of those things are, but I think that's a me issue. What? Ribena. What is that? Ribena. Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Okay, that's just a specific brand. Okay. Yeah, I just realized. I can buy that on German Amazon. 850 milliliters of concentrated blackcurrant drink. Interesting. Yeah, well, that wouldn't work for me because I cannot have juice and the likes. But the general idea, yeah. Good for sore throats. Yeah. That's some of what Google said to me as well. It was also like, oh, against colds, blah blah blah. Good to know. We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. Criminals issued a series of demands to the headhunters of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if the demands weren't met. Who are they? I don't know. Some hotshot from the criminal underworld would be my guess. And now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah, it's in every computer and every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival. All the
Stuff with criminals and viruses, it almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie.
Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is on tracing the root of this virus on the black market.
You mean someone put this virus up for sale?
Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in millions of dollars, pal.
I take it.
Into millions? A virus can be worth that much? Oh.
Can't believe it.
I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is... You know, the lunchbox. How did everything go? Lunchbox.
You remember the weenies?
Yeah, the weenies.
So, how my weenies taste when I went down the hatch?
Huh? Well, it was delicious.
Yeah, that's what she said. Really?
Well, not exactly. Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared. Prepared? What do you mean? I had a jumbo lunchbox.
Ooh.
Do me a favor again, huh, pal, and deliver this. Sure is a heavy burden, and more ways than one.
Just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that.
I'm not going to tell her to shove your weenies down her throat, though, because that is very unfortunate phrasing.
Weenies again, Nick. Tell me we don't have to eat all those too. I really can't eat anymore.
I am hungry. Actually. How do I make it back to... I think this way, right? Yeah. Let's see. If I can clear this one out. So, how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elk was in?
I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. So you'd like to speak to someone in customer service?
What are you talking about? I guess I better just take a shot and see where it gets me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. Elk's troubles have something to do with this?
What is that?
A bunch of horse racing tickets, all losing ones.
With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. You good people are very, very bad. Cashing in on others' misfortunes is immoral.
Is that a whiff of hypocrisy I smell? I give up. What is the relevance of these tickets? The victim, Mr. Glandell. He had a gambling habit, didn't he?
I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time.
Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets.
Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own.
You're right, but I'm not through yet. Mr. Elk's gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, was it? Where is the ticket?
Thank you for the posture check.
Take that, posture check. The lottery, horse racing, he bought a lot of tickets and lost a lot of times. It's got to have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps? Oh, that's number one.
You're right, Glenn did have a gambling habit. Good people must not follow his example, do you understand?
Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to borrow one.
But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he? For $500,000.
Yeah, but...
It's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it?
It's true that Mr. Elk won $500,000 in the end. But that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that.
Deep trouble? What do you mean?
Mr. Elk's real problem was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. The tiger. Furia Tigra, the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender.
Tender Lender? Maybe businesses should think harder before naming the officer.
Says the lady in charge of a computer company called Blue Screens. Like you want to talk. What do you think?
firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money.
No. I mean about Mr. Elk.
Do you think Glenn had something to do with his Furio Tigra?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't know of any connection between the two of them.
Really? Because I've got proof that Mr. Elk and the tiger knew each other.
Take that!
Furio Tigra Aka the Tiger is the boss of a loan office called Tendo Lender. This is who Mr. Elk met with on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would talk with him about would be his death. Okay.
It's true that Glenn had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think.
$100,000? Ouch.
But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear.
Shame Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay, so the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then?
Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money.
His talents?
I suspect he was talking about programming.
What computer program is worth $100,000?
Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work.
So close to cracking her. The program in question was about any chance this. What is it? MC Bomber. Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber.
Glenn's had more processing power than any computer, but it had been infected with a gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep.
You mean he was in debt?
Yes, $100,000 in debt, not an easy amount to repay.
So,
he said he was taking on some extra work, something a bit risky.
risky? How?
Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Tribulations.
You come up with these ideas and had a pretty little head. So it's safe to say Mr. Alec was the creator of this virus, huh?
The MC Bomber virus, yes. It was a work of genius, in a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius. Something like that would probably fetch several $1 million on the black market.
Inconceivable. Gumshoe was right for a change.
This day, December 3rd, that is marked on his calendar. Now is his deadline for repaying his debts.
I guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore.
Oops. Use a trash can, Nick.
Alright. Thank you very much. We have one more person we need to talk to. And then we are done for tonight. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation. You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct?
Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently.
No, by fatal injury you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did the injury in question have something to do with this? I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident.
Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis.
Yes, it is.
I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me?
Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Your relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. This is your grandpa. I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadaverini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you?
It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars when someone pulled out in front of me. It was a motorbike or something like that. I don't remember it much.
Anyway, I swore to try to avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head. A bad one. Yeah, I can imagine. Thank you! So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadavarini, right? I like that we tried to do it all at the same second. Because I also tried to. I don't know what happened to them. They ran away, that's all I heard. Ran away? If they had stayed, I'd have... Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been... It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of the accident. Yeah. You missed a chance to get a bunch of cheap viewers. But none of you are cheap. You're all priceless in my heart. It wasn't Antigua. I refuse to believe it. We collided, the motorbike and my car. But Antigua isn't injured at all, you see? I was the tiger who caused Viola to crash, I can feel it. It's one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect it was him too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadavarini, but I have proved that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. Have you looked at the actual bike? In recent times, because god damn, that thing doesn't look very good. It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tiger rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? Tico, whatever. And you notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Miss Cadavarini, you know the truth, don't you? This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigra. The Cadavarinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they? It's possible, perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true. I knew it. But Antigua still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive. How much are we talking? Very, very, very expensive. Isn't kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right? After I recovered, Antigua told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believe him. Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadavarini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadavarini, do you think Mr. Tiga would have paid the money? $1 million. Yikes. That sure is an amount of money. Four months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure. Oh, really? Damn, yes, healthcare systems. Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big. They said the operation cost $1 million. $1 million bucks? My grandfather ordered Antigua to pay $1 million in compensation. Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks? This has to be related to a poisoning case somehow. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Antigua said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadavarini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather.
But I knew that wasn't really true. I'm so sorry. What he did to get the money it was evil. He said it was all for me, so I helped him. You helped him? In what way? Here, take these. What are these? Medical papers? I'm Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer. He simply couldn't refuse. A $1 million bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year. Oh, I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable. Huh? There are two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of those tactics. Is everything alright, Nick? We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso. Yeah. I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Okay. Hey, bonjour, I've been waiting for you to return. Mr. Armstrong. Good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Well, he hasn't got anything to say to use, fellas. I skin nail. Who are you calling Zeno? My friend is at the table already, Maya. Okay, hand it over. What? He's wanna play games with me? I don't recommend that. The medical papers. Oh, I think he wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's what she said as she helped you. Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. You wanna know what's sad? I'll tell you what's sad, and it ain't only her face. You think she's got power because she's Bruto's little girl? Not that sad. I can't let you have these papers. More in court. I'm going to expose what you did to get the $1 million you used to pay this off. Phoenix, you need to stop saying this to people who can and will clearly beat you up. Crazy or something. I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's two of us here. You got that? Two. Oui. Mr. Armstrong. Forgive me. Désolé. I cannot argue with him. That's what I'm saying. That really hurt. That's all you's got? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that later. Wait. Don't take it too hard. Being's right. I was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. These medical papers were vital evidence. Hold it, pal. Detective Gumshoe? Detective? You think you're gonna stop me, cop, or beat it? Oh, come on, Gumshoe, keep it together. You guys, get out of here. Leave this guy to me. Go, pal. Take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie, huh? Alright, thanks, Gumshoe. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind. Stop running, then. I'll get even with that guy tomorrow in court. Tanellan is going down. Woo! Tandalanda. It's going down. I'm yelling. Timber. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Good morning. No, good night, actually, Maggie. Good night. Okay. That's good. That means we can definitely finish this case next time. Oh yeah. Thanks for seeing. No, thank you for coming. I'll post the schedule in a bit as soon as I actually finish. Oh, whoa. Updating the graphic for the week.
But yeah, more of this game next week, obviously. Finishing up this case and then just jumping into the next one, depending on what time it is going to be. Also, more tavern talk. This time, I think, for real, for the last time, together with Barry. More Octopath Traveler, and something else I have to find for Saturday. It is also a very fun game. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. Turn on some music here. Oh, I hope I'll see all of you guys very, very soon. It is already going to be the last week of August. That is crazy to me. Every year, once my birthday has passed, I realize, like, oh my goodness, it is so, like, the year's just over. I don't know. So that's gonna be fun. Anyway, I'll send you guys over to you. Who's playing Death Stranding? Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming by. Is my music actually playing? I cannot hear it. It is. Okay. Have a good night. And bye-bye. Bye-bye.